that when it comes to oversight of county governments, members of the county assemblies all over the country are being mistreated, intimidated, and refused with statements, etc., etc. Mr. Speaker, in a matter like this one, the committee in charge of devolution, and on this score, I must thank Senator Kipchumba Murkomen. When Kipchumba Murkomen was the chair of devolution, things like this would not even come to the floor. By now, the committee would be in Mombasa, reading the Riot Act to the governor of Mombasa. And he must be told he can be the Sultan of Mombasa, but he's not the Sultan of the assembly. He cannot dissolve that assembly, whether in his dreams, wishful or otherwise. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, unless Article 185, and this Senate must protect, and I'm happy that mid-April we are going to Kisumu for the legislative summit. Let us give the opportunities to these county assemblies to tell these governors, wherever they are, that they form part of the government. We must protect the assemblies, because these governors, and I've said this, we will not give more finances to county governments unless we empower the Senate and empower the county assemblies. Otherwise, these governors are going to become monsters. I've said this before, and it's happening. That a governor can stand on top of a car and say, I'm going to throw you out of the office, I'm going to make sure you are dissolved. Obviously, I'm sorry, but there was reason to have governors to have degrees because they've not read this constitution. Thank you.
The Senator. The Senator. Majority Leader, can you close? I'll give you 3 minutes, Leader of Majority.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the Senator of Mombasa for coming up with this very important statement, Mr. Speaker. The Speaker, and I want to start where Senator Junior ended, that education is very important.
Senator who?
Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. Is his name? Senator Junior, Mr. Speaker. I can say Senator Mutula, Senator Junior, Junior Senator. But on a serious note, Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. has said a very important thing. It's important for our leaders in the county, especially governors, to have certain level of education to facilitate their ability to appreciate the importance of county assembly as an arm of government. And this is not something only for Mombasa. Mr. Speaker, many other counties, county assemblies are facing a lot of attack from the executive. And as usual, because they are doing oversight work, Mr. Speaker, they don't receive the support they require. Mr. Speaker, county assemblies must operate in an environment that is free of intimidation, of threats, Mr. Speaker, and they must be reminded, even as we go for the conference in a month's time, of the importance of county assembly in budgeting and development in the counties. Mr. Speaker, I am aware that in my county, the county assembly are also facing attack by people who think that giving the county assembly 500 million to oversight 5.5 billion that we've given to Elgeyo Marakwet County is a lot of money. Yet, Mr. Speaker, that county assembly must pay salaries, they must do public participation, they must do legislation, they must do, Mr. Speaker, oversight work in every ward. In fact, my county is one of those counties that the county assembly have ward development fund, Mr. Speaker, and there's an approach to oversighting those functions. And I find it insulting that when you give them very little amount, which is just a fraction of the 5.5 billion, Mr. Speaker, that is given to the rest is being run by the county executive, that we start attacking our county assemblies when they do their job. So I support Senator of Mombasa. I believe that this House must not act in vain. We don't just debate. We must come back, Mr. Speaker, when this question goes to the committee that it goes, it must lead us to passing a resolution in this House, Mr. Speaker, as to how county assemblies will be relating to county executive and how to guarantee their autonomy, so that, Mr. Speaker, we have county governments that are, Mr. Speaker, working and delivering for the people. It's very sad that Mombasa, being the second biggest city in the country and the entry point of the nation, Mr. Speaker, is asked to face this kind of attack as county assembly. And I hope that the necessary committee will summon Governor Joho, Mr. Speaker, and hire the services of Senator Mutula Kilonzo Jr. to take him slowly and surely through the necessary legislation that guarantees, Mr. Speaker, what we call, Mr. Speaker, separation of powers in the county governments. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.